Back again with another video. This time around, I'm showing you my process of creating a 3D product and rendering them as an image or a short sequence. Before we start, I just want to say thanks to those who subscribe. You guys are the best. For those who have not, please do consider subscribing. I promise you, more awesome content is on its way. So without further ado, let's go. So first things first, I started with a simple cylinder and I began moving and extruding the top faces by using extrude to slowly shape the flask starting from its basic shape. I also used bevel and edge loop tool a lot. Adding bevel and edge loop to corners and faces, it makes the corners more defined and smooth, which help to achieving your final look. I skipped modeling inside of the flask and the cap because it was not going to be visible anyway, so my advice to you guys is to model only what you see. I continue to do so until I am satisfied with the overall shape of the mesh. Once I am satisfied, I start placing temporary lights to see the render preview. This is so that I can see what my next step looks like, which is texturing. I start by selecting the mesh and assigning it to an AI standard surface. This will be the color of the flask. Adjusting the color of the base, I am able to change the color to my desired choice. Going into face mode, I selected a few rounds of mesh in between the cap and the flask. I assigned another AI standard surface, but for this time, I went to the metal preset and ramp up the roughness to give that brushed metal look. I did a simple UV planer, which is not perfect but it does the job and it saves me time. And once that is done, I saved the UV into a PNG and brought it to Photoshop. I start coloring the background black so I can see the UV clearly. Then, with a simple type tool, I start writing the design of the flask. I adjust it to the right size and rotate it so it fits what I want. By using the AI Mix shader, I'm able to combine two materials to an object to place a logo on top of the shader that we did earlier, which was the shader of the flask. It's very easy, you just connect the first shader to the first shader and the second shader to the second shader, and using the alpha input into the mix to mask out the writings that you created earlier in Photoshop. Now all I have to do left is to duplicate into a few bottles and possibly change a few colors. Maybe one black color and maybe one white color. So let's just go do that. The steps are similar to the first one that we did. You just have to create a new material, which is the two new colors, the black and the white, and assign them to the mix shader like you did earlier. I'm just gonna move them around a bit. Adjust the lightings a little bit better. Change the temperature of each light, giving them a bit more depth. I'm gonna add another light to fill up some parts here, which I find it to be a little bit too dark. And maybe duplicate a few more and make them float maybe. I'm gonna duplicate a few more. Last but not least, animating the camera movements and also the floating flask, just subtly. And once I'm happy, I set it to render, and this is the result. This project took me about 45 minutes to complete and another 3 to 4 hours to render. It was well worth it. So this marks the end of this video. Hope you guys like it and find this video helpful. Do leave a comment, I'll gladly reply to every single one of them. Once again, thanks for watching guys, see you next Saturday.